Hey guys, MoSSBerG, TeamSandcrawler.net coming at you with a quick breakdown of Eldar, Dark Eldar, Warhammer Conquest LCG. We're gonna shove this list at you and explain why we like it, why we feel it's consistent, and go over some of the card choices and inclusions in it, so you have a better understanding of how we're playing the deck right now. Of course, we're going with Eldar Bane as our Warlord. Eldorath's ability is particularly strong. Always has been since the core dropped. Whenever you commit him to a planet, obviously you get to exhaust something non-unique, or I mean non-warlord unit at the same planet. It's great to start off any combat phase. So you see we're going with his SIG squad, which consists of 4 Starbane's Council, 2 Foresight, and 1 Mobility attachment. Let's take a look at the command nucleus of the deck, which is really its strong point. It's the Eldar, so they're the kings of command. So with this particular build, for command, we're focusing on 3 Void Pirates, 3 Rogue Traders, 3 Biltan Guardians, and 3 Incubus Warriors. Void Pirate and Rogue Trader are a no-brainer. Anybody currently playing understands that. We're going 3 and 3 here so we can dominate command. And then when we add in the addition, the economical command card Biltan Guardians, 2 hammers for a 1/1 cost of 1, it really gives us a nice advantage when in the deploy phase, when getting stuff, when spreading out to the planets and trying to put a stranglehold on command. Incubus Warrior also helps, 2 for a 3/1 with double hammer. Also, a side benefit is if he's at a planet where you're in a combat phase, he's a great attacker as well. A little weak, obviously, not a lot of survivability, but when Incubus Warrior punches for 3, it's always a great thing. Puts a smile on my face, anyway. Spirit Seer Aerithal, we're going with a 2 of here. You could drop to 1 if you're so inclined, but he is pretty advantageous late game with some of the beefier units that you have here in this list. When you swing with him, you're able to heal a damage off another unit at that same planet. So your Wild Rider squadrons that you see, if you take a peek over here in the list, your Warlock Destructors are going to be prime targets for that. Keeping those guys alive to punch through their heavy damage is a good thing. Aerithal has a pretty decent synergy. And also not to be overlooked is he's very strong in command as well. If you throw him out of at a planet, you can also take advantage of him as a nullify cost target, and we'll talk about that in a second. So 2 Spirit Seer Aerithals. We're also going with 3 Warlock Destructors, which arguably right now could be considered the best Eldar card in the game. This guy's a BE aced, and he does have an upkeep, forced reaction after the deploy phase begins, pay 1 or discard this unit. Still a great deal. 2 for a 3/4. The turn you drop him, he has a hammer as well. A hammer, what? 2, 3, 4. Great economical card. Hits like a truck. And you won't mind paying his upkeep for a turn or 2, because if you're paying his upkeep for a turn or 2, you're still getting a 3/4 with a hammer for 4. When he gets hurt, you can feel free to not pay the upkeep, unless you need him as a unit to swing. You can let him die, you can let him go to the discard pile. He's also a great Gift of Isha target. We'll talk about that in a second. Ayondan Wraith Guards, 4/2 Armor Bane, great solid attacker. Nothing exciting, but Armor Bane is very useful when you have to kill something or you have to be on a pretty imposing threat, taking the attention off of something else, like the Wild Rider Squadrons or your Warlock Destructor. We have 3 Wild Rider Squadron. Another one of the top cards in the Eldar faction. 3/4 for 4. Combat action is one of the strongest combat actions in the game. He can hop over to an adjacent planet once per phase. Excellent if you time it appropriately and you're able to time it, perhaps the last attack in a round, to finish off a big threat or put 3 timely damage on a Warlord. Wild Rider Squadron is one of Eldar's best kept secrets. Or maybe it's not a secret. I doubt it's a secret now. But at any rate, Incubus Warrior we talked about. We have our allies here that we included from Dark Eldar. Incubus Warrior, great for command, swings for 3. Hellion Gang, a great economical attacker, 2 for a 2/2, and has flying, so he has a decent amount of survivability. And I'm sorry, my apologies. Slide this over. We got 2 Bloodied Ravagers hiding there. Bloodied Ravagers, 2/2 for 2, gets +2 if it at a planet with a Warlord, either yours or your opponent's. Again, economical attacker from the allies, Dark Eldar. Same thing with Hellion Gang, 2 for a 2/2, and a little bit of survivability. So we've got a very low cost curve in this deck already. Right here's our biggest chunks of change, but they're very much worth the price of admission, especially the Wild Rider Squadron. Moving on to events, going with 2 Empowers here. Even for just the double shields alone, Empower's a fantastic card. Getting +1 HP and +1 attack for the to the end of the battle is nothing to scoff at, especially if you're making a stand at a planet or you're going to close out the game. It can really hurt the opponent. It can really flip the tide if timed appropriately. 3 Nullifies. Don't really have to advertise this guy at all. Who doesn't want to play a counterspell? One of the few counter cards in Warhammer right now. Nullify, great synergy with Spirit Seer, Aerithal. Again, if you don't want to use Spirit Seer, Aerithal, or you don't have the opportunity to use them in combat, you can throw them down planet, hold a planet for the command struggle with his 2 hammers, which are great. And then he is also a nullified target, so he can sit there, hold you a planet on command, and you can use him to nullify things like Drop Pod Assault, Opposing Gift of Ishas, Indomitables, Promise of Glory, Warp Storm, Teach, all the bad events coming your way. Nullify is a great card to have. Don't recommend running any less than 3. 3 is the winning ticket. Gift of Isha, powerful card. Allows you to cycle your top Eldar card back from the discard pile until the end of the battle, or the end of the phase rather. So it's a great for any of these targets right here: the Warlock Destructor, the Yondan Wrathguard, Wild Rider Squadron. Any of those guys are prime choice for Gift of Isha, and timely time to play it is at the end, whenever all other units have gotten their attacks in. Come in, Gift of Isha, get the last surprise attack in. Think Drop Pod Assault with a little bit more consistency. Archons Terror, again, just like Nullify, should be a staple of your deck if you're running allies that are DE or mainboarding DE. Pretty much common knowledge. Archons Terror, one of the strongest cards in the game. The ability to boot out a non-warlord unit cannot be understated or overstated enough. Must have 3. Must run 3. One of the strongest cards in the game. Going on our top 10 list. Doom. Only one of. A very situational card. If you've ever played it before, you know the opportunity's not really there to really get max gain from it. But if you do have that opportunity, it can swing you the game if somebody's running a token factory, bunch of cultists, a bunch of common units back in the HQ. Playing a timely Doom can really swing you the game. Not much in the way of attachments in this deck. That's not really Eldar's thing. We're running 3 promotions to put the lock in on command. So this deck is set for command. The point of this deck is to control command, deny resources, like Eldar does, and really put the stranglehold on what the opponent has available option-wise with cards and credits. The only support we're running is from the SIG squad, so we'll move this up here. And it's Elatic Shrine, and very, very strong support in the SIG squad. Allows you to move big threats up like the Wild Rider Squadron, the Yondan Wraith Guards, and Warlock Destructors, and ready them up for combat. Very strong card. So that's the deck in a nutshell. Again, the point of this list is to deny resources and to have threats that can win you planets on your usually on your initiative turns if they so line up appropriately. And this deck excels like that. You're going to draw cards, you're going to get credits, you're going to win combat, and you're going to have plenty of tricks to turn some bad combat phases your way. So that's it, guys. Any comments or suggestions, feel free to drop them in the comments below this post. This will be up on the site. This will be up on our YouTube channel. Not going to bug you to subscribe because I hate people to do that. You know if you want to subscribe to us or not, and you know how to do that. Not going to tell you where. But again, thanks for coming to the site. Thanks for watching this video. We're going to put some more deck breakdowns out. I think Eldar, Dark Eldar Alice is a very, very strong choice for the meta right now, and will be a contender in the next couple months as we go through regionals 2015. All right, guys, MoSSBerG out. Thanks for watching.